Thank you, Natalia. Thank you, Jess. Hi, everyone. My name is Alan. As Natalia said, I'm the owner and founder of Secret Dalmatia. And I will talk to you a bit more about the region beyond Croatia, which deserves a bit more popularity and deserves to go for people who are looking to go off the beaten path. I will be sharing a presentation, so I'll go over it briefly, and you can ask questions if you have. So let me just share the presentation. Okay. So we'll have this presentation on file if you want to dive in a bit more and get into more details. But in general, Secret Dalmatia has been founded 20 years ago in 2005. I started a company focusing mostly on the Dalmatian coast, and that's the name. But with time, we had to expand because the clients were more and more curious about other regions and parts of the region. As you know, the most popular part of the country is this triangle of Split, Hvar, and Dubrovnik on the Dalmatian coast. This attracts the most guests and interest, no matter if they are doing the sailing trips or they're doing the land-based itineraries. But there's a lot more to this area to explore and to be creative with itineraries. Special mention always has to go to people we work with, because this is what makes Secret Dalmatia special. This is what makes us unique, because we have this great selection of people who most of them work exclusively with us on unique itineraries. These are chefs, these are guides, these are all sorts of different profiles, people who are helping us and who are actually working on the ground with our clients, and clients actually meet them, not us in the office, of course. So these are very, very special people that we collected, let's put it that way, and selected over the past 20 years. We'll go on with the Šibenik, which is for years now up and coming destination, just a bit further up north from Split. It's a city that does not get enough recognition, but it's a beautiful place with a lot of unique nature spots, a lot of unique culinary delights and different aspects of adventure trips. We touched the city. Many people go there to see it, at least to go to Pellegrini restaurant, which is one of our favorite restaurants on the coast. But in general, people can actually stay there in hotels. They have a lovely selection of 4-star hotels throughout the city, no matter if it's a historic part or the big D resort. A lovely property, and the rates in this part of the country are about half what you get in Split, but you get much better quality, and you are much closer to some of the most beautiful attractions, natural sites like Krka and even Plitvice National Park. Another one is Zadar. This is also up and coming destination with a lot of unique activities offered in the region. We had people coming on a yacht, and we did various trips and itineraries for them on the coast and on the islands. And the biggest problem, like in most of these destinations, is the lack of quality accommodation. With the Almayer starting the revolution of small boutique hotels, and only now we get Hyatt Regency Zadar 5-star. I know it's not the most popular of the luxury brands or 5-star brands, but this is housed in a beautiful, unique historic building of Maraska, former liquor factory from 1800s, and this will be one of our go-to hotels on the coast, and this is opening only now in April. Northern islands are also very popular, everything from Dugi Otok to Pag Island, Rab Island, and Lošinj. Lošinj's been on a roll with their promotion and marketing for the past couple of years, and they have they really have it figured out on the island of Lošinj and Chikat Bay, with even shopping, great dining, several hotels and luxury villas. Really a lovely oasis for people who want to do something off the beaten path. Then Hotel Villa Nai is very special. As I said, Hotel Alhambra. Unique venues and experiences is something that we do quite well and quite often in the last couple of years, since we decided to go that way, because we noticed that people are looking for special dinners, special celebrations, unique moments with their families. So on the left side here, on the right is the setup for the special dinner on a for people coming off a cruise ship, on a yacht. We don't do cruise ships here. On the yacht coming here, and we did a special private dinner for 12 of them here on this island. Istria, while Istria is it has recognition and people go there. Usually, it's not as popular as the southern part, like Dubrovnik, Hvar, and Split. But there are a lot of unique things to do there, and there's a great accommodation offering throughout the region. Accommodation there ranges from Menegeti Wine Hotel, Grand Hotel Park in Rovinj, and village San Cancian. It's a 5-star property looking like an Italian small village, really unique, and they're expanding a little bit with a bigger number of accommodation, because this is quite limited. And Istria also offers a great selection of unique venues for various experiences. We can be quite creative in this part of the world because there are a lot of unique venues for all types of experiences. Istria is also well combined with Slovenia. Slovenia lately has been also getting more and more interest from our clients for years now. But Slovenia can be nicely combined with Istrian Peninsula and can be a great combination with northern Italy, with Venice. So this can be a triangle of taste, because this area is known for great cuisine and adventure sports in the region. In the past couple of years, 3 or 4 years since COVID, there has been a really noticeable improvement in the hotels in Slovenia, and there are some that are quite unique and special, like Chalet Sofia, Boutique Hotel Milka. These are quite special properties in the mountains, in the hillside. Slovenia is known for beautiful countryside, and people go there for great outdoors.
Alan, just quickly, because we have a couple of questions, and I just wanted to ask you this. So Renee is asking, how far is Šibenik from Split?
Šibenik is less than an hour from Split.
Okay, so it's drivable, no problem.
Yes. And we usually stop in Split if people are staying in Šibenik, and if we continue to the islands, we stop in Split for at least half a day, so they can have a walk through the city and maybe lunch there, so they get at least to enjoy it. Or we can do it like an evening in Split while they're staying in Šibenik. Not a problem at all.
Great.
Yeah.
And then secondary to that, and as you're entering Slovenia, which I'm glad we're talking about this, because Nicole is actually saying she's been pushing for these 2 countries. Slovenia is a country that we have seen quite a bit of push. Starting last year, actually, it's been a much more clear push. So is Slovenia doable as in just a single country, in the sense of both luxury as well as activities? Or for a first-time traveler, you would suggest to combine it with Croatia?
It can be done on its own. It's a great country. It definitely has some things to do in a week, let's say. But usually we keep people there for like 2-3 night stops, and then we continue onwards. If people are looking for more active stay and want to see more countries than one, then Slovenia is a great start or finish.
And then from a cost perspective, when looking at Slovenia, is that similar to a Croatia cost? Lower, same?
Lower in several aspects, although depends on what people are looking for, and if they want something quite unique, especially, then it will be beyond that, above that, but usually it's less than Croatia.
And from a weather perspective, are the same, like low seasonality is the same as Croatia?
Yes, although Slovenia is a mountainous country and can be quite cold all the way in April, but again, if you're into outdoors, you can do it year round. We have clients in winter going for skiing in Slovenia, and even winter hikes in Slovenia as well.
That's great to know. That's great to know. Renee is asking about the Northern Islands, because you mentioned that. How many are they?
There are hundreds of islands there. However, inhabited islands, there are only few, and we usually do only the island of Lošinj, as it has some proper accommodation, and Dugi Otok for Nai 3.3 hotel, and that's also a great combination for people looking for a 5-star holiday. But this is beyond the beaten path, not big cities next to it, no great shopping. This is just for people who are looking to get away from let's say crowds.
Yeah, relax kind of thing. Yeah.
Relax.
And from an accommodation perspective, because this is a conversation that you and I have had a couple of times, and I think it's worth having it. There is, would you say that when looking at the islands, one is expected to see that 5-star resort / experiences, or how would you describe that for the advisor who has not seen it?
These are both suggestions that we have here are unique boutique properties. These are not proper resorts when you are, you know, in something enclosed, and then you have everything there. This is, you can go to towns, you can visit. There are lovely restaurants around, and this is not all-inclusive type of holiday. This is just a great hotel stay on the islands.
Great. Haley has, sorry, go ahead, Jess.
Well, I was gonna, we have a question. What was the chalet that you mentioned in Slovenia again?
Let me go back. Chalet Sofia. And
Chalet
this is
Sofia.
Hotel Milk. Chalet Sofia, beautiful property. This was just recent, but I think it opened only last year. We already started using it, and they are service is quite great. And this is, you know, as you can see, both the design and style and service there, everything's right where it's supposed to be.
Yeah, it's beautiful. For the advisors joining this call, we will share with you details for Alan, as well as this full presentation that Alan has put together for you, so you can obviously look through it later on your own time as well.
And then one more quick question before you continue, Alan. Would you suggest Slovenia as a day trip, or how many, you know, how would you pair it?
I would not suggest it as a day trip. Slovenia has a lot to offer. We usually keep people there for 2 to 3 nights minimum. You have Lake Bled, you have beautiful Ljubljana, you have off the beaten path places, you have Socha Valley, you have caves, really a lovely, lovely country to explore. So you can do it in a day if you really want to, but we don't recommend it.
Great, thank you.
Okay, I'll move on. We move now down south. For some, Montenegro is already, you know, a popular destination, and it's well-established destination, especially, you know, on this main photo, there's Sveti Stefan. Sveti Stefan is not coming back. We moved all our clients, since they closed down, we moved them to One and Only. One and Only is the only hotel pretty much we use there. Level of service is not so great in other properties. But there are a few other hotels that we use besides One and Only. But One and Only is something that we highly recommend if you have 5-star guests. They want something unique and special, then we go there. This part of the presentation will cover Serbia, Bosnia, Montenegro, and Albania. Bosnia, it's really a lovely part of the country. Islamic heritage, Turkish heritage in Europe, great cuisine, very Turkish. For many, it's better than food in Turkey. And it's quite special when it comes to architecture, and this is something you don't expect in this part of the world. Also, for great outdoors, Bosnia is second to none, as Bosnia is just a gem to be discovered. It's mountains, canyons. This is quite special country if you have clients going to outdoors. The accommodation there is limited. You won't see any big brand names, so we use Swiss Hotels in Sarajevo. It's a 5-star property, and Hotel Europe 5-star. These are the only ones that we use, with Hotel Europe having a slight edge because it's right in the historic part of the old town, so you can walk in the evening. What you have in common to all these countries is safety, so you can walk pretty much any time of day and night through the towns, and that's why we love suggesting the, you know, places that are located centrally in the central part, so you can, you know, spend your time at dinner, leave wherever you want, and go back to the hotel, just walk there. Montenegro, again, quite a well-established country by now. Many people know it. We use it, most of the time, we include the Montenegro either as the beginning or more often at the end of our itineraries. There are things to do in Montenegro, obviously. It's a mountainous country, it's a beautiful country, but many people want to just unwind in One and Only for a couple of nights before they fly out, so we offer a limited number of activities to them there, so it's not like they don't get really exhausted on the last couple of nights there. But, you know, if that's something that they want, they can definitely have it with the rafting, the deepest gorge in Europe, sailing, rafting, all sorts of things they can do here. again, for accommodation, one and only Porto Novo is the place to go. There's a Heritage Hotel Grand Perast, also beautiful Heritage Hotel, great property, and Lazur Hotel and Marina 5-star, also in Herceg Novi. These are all located by the sea, and this is the best way to do it if you're doing it in Montenegro. If you want to spend, if you spend time there, this is the best places to stay at. Serbia, we keep getting more and more requests from Serbia, and they're all quite unusual and all 5-star, which is quite interesting. Serbia is a tricky one because beyond Belgrade, you really have limited places to see, and the service hotels, it's not on the level that you want for your clients. But Belgrade itself is quite unique city. It's vibrant. It's basically the big capital of the region, and capital of the nightlife as well. So this is a place to definitely keep in mind if people are looking to go and see something more in Belgrade. Accommodation, just recently St. Regis 5-star opened. We are planning to inspect it by the end of April. And we also have Square 9 5-star that's been our go-to hotel for years now in Belgrade. Lovely property, great service as well in the central part of the town. So again, there's always something to do. Albania also came to radar in the past couple of years. We get like a weekly request for Albania. However, it's not for everyone. Clients must know that this country is great, safe, superb food and everything, but the level of service is not there yet. So if they are proper 5-star looking for like accommodation, like on French Riviera, forget about it. This is not for them. But definitely there are lovely properties in the entire country with Tirana Marriott 5-star. I mean, talk about Marriott, which is the best hotel in Tirana, already says volume. But still, this is a lovely hotel, very spacious, lovely staff, and they really try hard. But this is the level that they are at. Zoihora 5-star is the property we use quite a bit, and this is quite unique property overlooking the Adriatic Sea, and great service. However, they are a bit sketchy to work with, and we need some time to get the information and everything else. But when we deal with Albania, we request in Albania to get our guides and hotels to respond. It always takes a bit longer than usual response time with us. Unique experiences, again, throughout the region. We have everything else covered, from the special venues to activities, helicopter trips, as the region really offers unique way to explore this. I won't say different part of Europe, but this is Balkans. This is very rugged. This is a lot of history, great food, and people are still quite genuine. So it's worth exploring. But again, some areas are not for everyone.
So, yeah, and can I just just interject there, because I think it's very important to establish what the expectations should be for clients visiting these areas. So Alan is very particular when it comes to service, and rightfully so. He wants to obviously offer the best that is possible out there. So whenever he's mentioning the services not to the standards, the conversation that we have had with him and his team is that in so many cases, the clients that come to these destinations, maybe a little bit less with Croatia, but the other destinations that he was mentioning earlier are.
Did we lose Natalia?
I think, sorry, Nat, you cut out for just a little bit there.
I'm sorry, thank you. Oh yeah, my internet is not working well. What I was saying is that the biggest point to this is to ensure that the traveler is aware that while the accommodations are good and while the experiences are fantastic, the reason why coming to destinations like Albania or Slovenia, etc., is more from the perspective of the experiences. And when it comes down to the service standards, which is what Alan was saying earlier, the service is good, but not to the level of perhaps those destinations the majority of us like the Greece and the Italies of the world, right?
Yeah,
so the service is good, but not to that level. So once we establish what the expectations should be, I think the client is pleasantly surprised with the level of authenticity, which is what Alan was saying just a second ago. People are really kind. It's a very safe area, walkable, etc. So you see the beauty of that part. It's a part of the world that has not been explored, and obviously not exploring the luxury levels that other parts of Europe have been, which are mentioning this. On that note, there was a question. Oh, yes, Renee had a question about Robnik. What's the draw there? Alan, can you share a little bit of that for us?
Which one?
Robnik. What's the draw? Why will people go there?
You mean Dubrovnik as a city?
Yes, no. Correct.
Okay.
No, Rovinj.
Rovinj. Okay, yeah.
Rovinj. Oh, sorry. Yes, you're right.
Rovinj, beautiful historic town. Let me just find the slide here. As it's really lovely Italian feel. The entire area of Istria, peninsula of Istria, has a really distinct Italian feel. It used to be a province of Italy, but the majority of Croatians lived there, and after World War II became part of Yugoslavia and then Croatia. But it still has that distinct Italian feel of northern Italy. So it's pretty much, for many people, they say it's like a Tuscany without Italians. It's a new Tuscany, hidden part of the Italy, and people go there for this special feel. Rovinj itself, as you can see here, is one of the most beautiful towns in Croatia. There's a lot of art galleries and shops in the old town. There's lovely restaurants, seaside, has lovely bars. So people really, really love staying there, just being at the properties close to the old town. And also, it's a great base to explore the rest of the country, like Motovun. We'll go to Slovenia, or go south by boat or similar. That's why we use Rovinj in the north.
And for the advisors that are joining the call, if there is any need of having a mock itinerary with some of these destinations, please feel free to reach out to us. We're happy to put something to, and by we, I mean Alan and his team. We're happy to put something together that will kind of showcase some of the things that can be done to kind of sell the destination, of course.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we have, as I said, we have a vast experience in creating all sorts of itineraries, special picnics on locations, unique celebrations, family-friendly activities, scavenger hunts. We're just happy to do it all. We're not afraid of just going beyond the regular offer that's just, walking tour, hotel, and a boat. We want to give you and to offer your clients great value and great holidays, so they come back to you and say, wow, this is great, where do we go next? And that's always the greatest compliment we get to our work, when people ask their advisor, where do we go next? Or what can we explore more in the region, like Albania, like Montenegro. So those kind of experiences always enhance the program. Obviously depends on the budget.
Of course. Speaking of budget and things that Secret Dalmatia does very well, a couple of questions. The first one is, can you speak about commissions for advisors, and what's the commission that you're offering your advisors?
We usually give net rates, and then you mark up. Usual markup for agents, they put 12 to 15%. We've seen 20%. We've seen 10%. That's not up to us. If you want, we can include that commission in the pricing. And then, you tell us, Alan, please include my 12% in the commission, or to the advisor who's working with you, and you can charge your clients credit card. We don't take any credit card fees. There are no credit card fees. You can charge, and we pay you your commission by wire as soon as the trip is over. You send us an invoice, we pay it the same very moment. Yeah.
Amazing. Can you speak a little bit about hiking trails as well throughout the destinations?
Yes, the entire area is well marked with hiking trails. We usually recommend having a local guide, and also please note the summers have became really super hot, and the temperatures are in the upper 80s and 90s, and we don't really advise on those months to go hiking unless you end up swimming in the at the end of the island. we usually suggest late April, May, mid-June for hiking trips, and all these countries offer great hiking trips. Obviously, in Bosnia, mountainous side of Montenegro, there are some spectacular hiking trails, but it's much cooler to sleep at night, especially people camping. That's always a great solution for those kind of.
Very good. Cycling. We've been asking for cycling.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cycling also quite popular.
Yeah, the coastline is perfect. Yeah.
Yes, also quite well. I don't suggest road cycling. We usually go off the beaten path where there's very little traffic, and the safety is number one. So we usually go with our guides, and then we go to well-marked trails and trails that for mountain biking or off-road biking. That's my preference in recommending.
Wonderful, wonderful. Excellent. We are getting closer to the end of this session, so I wanted to ensure that any questions that we have not answered or any questions that you might have are answered. As I said earlier, we will send you an email with this presentation as well as Alan's information as a token of appreciation, as well as a small note. I want to remind you all that whenever you are reaching out to Alan and Alan's team, we will truly appreciate if you can please keep us in copy, mainly to ensure that you get all your answers. The team is very, very active. In fact, Alan and Ivana, who are basically the faces of Secret Dalmatia, are very good at replying with quite literally within hours, 12 hours at most, and I've seen that time and time again. But regardless of that, we always like to be in copy to ensure that you have everything that you need, and we can do follow-ups, etc. In many cases, we have some of those answers, so we're able to bridge the gap of time zones and ensure that you get those answers as well. So ensure that you copy us. Alan, any last minute thoughts before we close this?
Well, I can just try to encourage people to book more of these destinations, and depends on clients' preferences. I think that we should, in the future, probably next year or so, start organizing more fam trips and then invite people to come and explore, different parts of the region, so they see more of the area and be more familiar with it to be able to sell it. That's the goal.
Yeah, and that's a great point, actually, for any of the advisors that are joining on this call. If you are going to be within the area, please make sure to reach out and let us know. Meeting the team, seeing Alan, or if there is anything that we can do to kind of showcase these destinations. I think there is nothing like seeing them in person. I'm saying things that everybody knows, which is the fact that once you see it, it's a lot easier to sell it, obviously. So, it looks like Renee is planning to go in July. So,
okay.
Renee, please reach out to us so we can figure that out. Thank you very, very much to everybody that joined us. We will share this in the next few minutes. Alan, thank you so very much for your time. And
thank you all for joining.
I'll see you guys later.
Yes, thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks, everyone.